All right, guys, so 6ix9ine released his new video, GOOBA, just yesterday, and he went on Instagram Live, did this big, epic Instagram Live. He broke the record, he got 2 million views, and for today's video, I just really wanted to do sort of a dive into what the reaction has been. I am going to give you my own opinions about this project and everything like that, but I think that the more interesting thing for me personally is to see how it was received and what this means for the future of 6ix9ine's career. So let's just jump right into that. Okay, so yeah, this morning I actually got a little bit triggered by this whole situation before the video actually came out, and I took to Twitter and I said, 6ix9ine's trolling just doesn't work the way it used to. When he was saying shit like this to YG and Sosa, it hit way different. It felt exciting, for better or for worse. Now it just feels like a nerd informant in hiding, talking shit because he knows he ain't going outside. I got a lot of hate for this comment from people pointing out that I'm not as rich or as popular as 6ix9ine. Also, I'm white, and I guess I'm really jealous and mad as hell at 6ix9ine for whatever reason. These are the kind of default comments that people tend to go with in these situations. I didn't really respond on Twitter too much because I figured that if I was gonna speak about this at any length, I should probably do it on my YouTube channel and try to actually monetize it in some way, especially because we're in the middle of a quarantine and there's really like nothing to do. And when I think about what I'm gonna do otherwise, it's pretty much like hang out in the pool or make YouTube videos or sit here and play online poker, which is pretty much like the three things I was thinking about doing today. I figured I should get this one done first. And for the record, a lot of people seem to think that I'm like deeply invested in 6ix9ine failing, which is really not the case. Like in reality, if he does really well in his career, it doesn't really negatively impact me in any way. And if he does really badly, that doesn't really positively impact me in any way. Realistically, either way, I'm not gonna have anything to do with them, so it really doesn't affect me in any way. This is just me speculating. What I'm interested in is sort of diagnosing what the overall state of the reaction to him in hip hop is, because that's what I'm interested in, because this is sort of a unprecedented situation where you've never seen somebody do what he's done and come back, and I'm very interested to see how the community perceives this. And for the record, it's not like I think that 6ix9ine's career could possibly completely fall off at this point. Like, I think it's pretty obvious that he's gonna have a big fan base regardless. The question really is how he's accepted by the overall community, because he has been out for weeks or maybe even like a month, and we haven't really gotten a whole lot from 6ix9ine besides like him making jokes about being a snitch on Instagram, which, I mean, to me, that's basically just him trying to soften the blow because he knows that that allegation is going to be the one thing that follows him for the rest of his career. So he, being the troll that he is, he has to get that out in front and make it perfectly clear that he's not going to be affected by those accusations. Now, I think that you need to really be honest about what made 6ix9ine popular in the first place. A lot of rappers, they get big off of cosigns from other rappers. Not 6ix9ine so much. He got a little help from Trippy early on, but realistically at that time, Trippy was a smaller artist. Some rappers get big on the strength of their music. Well, that's certainly partially the case with 6ix9ine, since he did have a lot of really big records. The guy clearly knows how to put a hit together, and he's done so many times during his run, but it's not like he's like a great rapper, or like he's bringing anything to the table where people love him because of his musical ability. What really made 6ix9ine huge was beefing with Trippy, beefing with Pierre Bourne, beefing with Casanova, beefing with YG, Chief Keef, J Prince Jr., and the list goes on. A whole lot of people that typically in rap demand enough respect that you don't really see people just wilding out, disrespecting them. And really, as a person who's been paying attention to hip hop for like 20 something years, I think that 6ix9ine has done the whole beef thing better than damn near anybody. And I think you only need to point to a couple of classics, like the video where he mocked Juice WRLD's fragile emotional state, or the video of him dancing around an O Block, to see what I'm talking about. These are things that maybe now seem a little bit more commonplace, since people have sort of accepted that this whole trolling thing is just a normal way to act in rap. But at that time, both of those things were like innovative, like different. Because realistically, at this point in time, most people, when they have beef in rap music, they carry that shit out via Instagram Live or the occasional diss track. Well, 6ix9ine took it to a whole different level and basically turned disrespecting other rappers into an art form. And most importantly, he made it funny, which is like the big value add that I think 6ix9ine brings to the table realistically. And he made it to the point where you really couldn't look away because you wanted to see if somebody was finally gonna shoot him. And as a result, the rap world just could not turn away. We spent over a year paying attention to this guy's shenanigans and watching every Breakfast Club interview and Instagram clip just to see what was gonna happen next. And I remember at the time that I used to say, this shit seems really funny right now, but sooner or later somebody's gonna shoot this kid and then it won't seem so funny anymore. And of course I was wrong. The feds swooped in and they put him in the cell before his former blood comrades were able to execute him. But now 6ix9ine is back, and he has somehow managed to leverage the coronavirus into an early release. And now, after a few weeks of relative silence, he has decided that he's going to unleash some new music onto the world. Enter GOOBA. A lot of 6ix9ine's previous song titles looked similar to this, and they were mostly names of his friends and other gang members, and maybe it's just me, but GOOBA sounds a lot like Kuda, as in Kuda B, who also is released early from prison because of the coronavirus. And since I don't really see any other explanation, maybe this is a shot at Kuda B, who he paid to shoot at a beloved rapper a couple blocks away from an Applebee's in Times Square. The video came out yesterday, and I want to try to assess the public reaction so far. I have honestly seen a lot of mixed reactions to it. On one hand, I've seen a lot of YouTubers and gamers reacting to the song, claiming that it's fire. They seem completely in 6ix9ine's corner, no question about that. But as far as actual rappers saying anything positive about him or this song, it seems pretty bare out there. I'm gonna actually take a look at the comments on his first post back right now, since he just got out of prison. Okay, this post has 16 million views and 250,000 comments. Let's scroll through the comments and see who's in there. Okay, we got 6Buzz throwing a little light shade there. We got Hammy, Lil Mayo, trying to get some clout. Okay, Ben Baller, he's talking shit. That's nice. Diplo, kind of a rapper, sorta. Long neck, just giving straight long neck in the comments. Okay, Alex, she's trying to get piped again. Lil Reese talking shit. Oh, DDG, he's definitely trying to be part of the new Treyway. Okay, the Dobre brothers. And so I looked through the other most recent posts from him, and it's pretty much the same thing. There's like no rappers supporting this guy, and I'm honestly trying to find it. Like, if you can find this and you could tell me that I'm wrong, then I would love to see it. But from my perspective, I'm looking through this, and all I'm seeing is Instagram models, comedians, etc. I follow a ton of rappers. Their comments should be showing up top, but I'm not even seeing many rappers hating. I'm just seeing everybody ignore it. But okay, let's look at some of his other most recent posts. Okay, we got Dan Bilzerian here. That's a nice little show of support. We got Chad Tepper, the dude who ate his own poop for the Trippie Redd feature. He's trying to eat some more poop for 6ix9ine. But again, no rappers. Okay, and so next I went on over to Twitter and I tried to find some rappers saying positive things about 6ix9ine or this song again, and nothing really. But really, honestly, I'm just not seeing anything. But you know who seems to love it? The gamers and the YouTubers. Look at Blackie Speaks. He calls the song catchy, which is a pretty bold take. Here we have Keemstar saying that 6ix9ine is the best. Hype. Whee! Okay, we've got Trap Lore Ross, Culture Vulture, basically saying that all the other rappers are just jealous of 6ix9ine. What the hell is he talking about? And you know what? This kind of lines up with what I have said previously. Check out this tweet from 2019. 6ix9ine's career ain't over. He's just gonna come back as a Fortnite streamer. And sure enough, it seems like the Fortnite crowd seems to really love this new 6ix9ine song. And for the record, I didn't really think that he was going to literally become a Fortnite streamer. I just sort of meant that crowd who doesn't really care about any of the street stuff or whatever, that was going to be an audience that I thought would be pretty receptive to him. And it seems like the rap fans are pretty receptive just based on the numbers. But in terms of the rap community, I'm having a really hard time finding anybody supporting this. Oh, let's be real. 6ix9ine was already a pretty controversial figure to align yourself with even before he went in and told on everybody. You'll remember that it definitely took a while for more mainstream guys to warm up to the guy. Like, I remember being pretty surprised when Fetty Wap and A Boogie did a song with him. I was super surprised when Young Thug had a verse on his album. By the way, Thug actually posted up Dirk Yo's album cover today and wrote F.A. Teller, which is clearly a reference to 6ix9ine. And then you had Trippie Redd making it clear that he's not letting this go. He dropped a rat emoji down there. But 6ix9ine was starting to get a lot more mainstream love from people like Nicki Minaj around the time they got picked up by the feds. I remember even Meek Mill said that before 6ix9ine got locked up, he was starting to think that he might be all right, but obviously the mainstream rap consensus seems to have sort of gone in the other directions. Okay, now on to the actual song. To be honest, I was expecting 6ix9ine to come back doing something different, specifically content-wise. I just didn't think that he was going to make the exact same kind of song that he was making before he got locked up. I thought that given everything that he's gone through, given though he went on the stand and he renounced his prior life and he told the judge that 6ix9ine was just a character that he was playing, I didn't think that he was going to be able to get back up on the screen and tell us how tough he is with a straight face because of everything that we now know. And boy, I was so wrong. This song is pretty much the same as every other 6ix9ine song that you have ever heard. It's mostly nonsensical lyrically. It's just a turned up rap song. I thought maybe it would come out and just have something interesting to say about all the very obvious mistakes that he's made, about the betrayal and the decision to snitch, putting a lot of his former friends in prison, etc. But like, he's just been through so much that I thought for sure he would come back with something interesting to say, and I'm not really seeing it here. Instead, we got lyrics that sound like he wrote them before he went in, like when he's talking about shooting someone 100 times with a chicken spot. Like, it used to sound cool and it was a little bit believable, but now, I mean, come on. I thought for sure that he wouldn't come right back pushing the same made-up gangster persona, but here we are. So then he goes on Instagram Live, and to be honest, I think a lot of the justifying that he was doing to try to explain why he snitched is kind of bullshit. Like, Sarah Molina, his baby mama, she denies sleeping with Shotty, and like, I've had this conversation with her in real life, and it seems very believable, especially when you consider that Shotty also denies sleeping with her. And if you look at that situation at the time, it's very hard to imagine a reason, especially knowing her and knowing a bit about Shotty. It's very hard to imagine why Shotty would have wanted to sleep with her. It doesn't really make any sense, but 6ix9ine just keeps repeating it over and over and over. He said it in court, etc. And you know, I see people repeating it all the time too, but I don't really believe it. And it's not like because I'm friends with her, it just doesn't seem like there's any evidence to suggest that. And he also just keeps saying that Shotty stole millions of dollars from him, which, again, no evidence. I've heard some pretty compelling stories about that time and what was actually going on and how that just was not the case. When 6ix9ine says in the video that he didn't do anything wrong, what I think he's actually trying to do is sort of create this alternate reality in which the last 2 years didn't happen. He's trying to push this alternate sequence of events, and actually he's been doing this since his final Breakfast Club interview. I guess that the one thing that really surprised me was just how hurt he seemed in that Instagram Live. Like, you could really see the chip on his shoulder. Like, everyone in the game has just sort of written him off, and it's just so obvious how bad he wants everybody to be proven wrong and how he's actually really taken that disrespect to heart. Like, there's a part of me that thought that he was going to see everybody talking bad about him and like understand why, admit that he did something wrong and take it in stride, and that really does not seem to be the case at all. And so, at least for the time being, you know, you got to call this a W, because the numbers speak for themselves. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Rappers have been saying this for so goddamn long. I actually really feel bad for like any young kids that are impressed by that. A lot of people want me to comment on if I think the views or the live viewers could have been fake or botted. A thing that nobody really wants to hear you talk about, because the reality is that a huge percentage of artists, realistically, if you're signed to a major label, you're probably getting fake plays tacked onto your stuff, fake likes, fake followers, fake something. I was just talking to somebody in the industry. Look at this conversation. This is just me asking one of my friends about an artist, and him just basically telling me straight up that, oh yeah, they're like buying fake plays for that. And then I told him, I'm like, oh yeah, I know an artist. Boom, look at this. There's another artist, fake plays. I'm not gonna tell you, because actually it would be really in bad taste to tell you what artist I'm talking about here. But basically, do I think 6ix9ine is evil genius enough that he could have bought fake views and likes, not him, but you know, the label, just to make this thing look like it was extra successful? Do I believe that? I mean, it's conceivable for sure, just because I think that with 6ix9ine, the whole value proposition right now is basically like, look how popular I am. That's what he's saying in the Instagram Live. He's not saying like my song is the best. He's saying I'm the biggest artist and I get the most views and I get the most numbers. And it's kind of like, does 6ix9ine even really exist at this point if he's not gigantic? Like, as soon as people stop paying attention to him all the time, you're gonna see a very weird situation unfold, because the fact will be then that he just won't have that superpower that he's acting like he has right now. See, the thing is that we already knew that this song and this Instagram Live were going to be ridiculously huge either way. He was locked up for like over a year, and people thought they weren't going to see him for way longer than that, and all of a sudden here he is way earlier than we thought he was going to be. I think the question is just how much attention people are going to be paying on song 2, song 3, song 4. I think that's going to give us like a much more accurate view of how well this whole little plan works. And it's like he's already lining up all these different career arcs that he's going to go through. You know, he's got the Meek Mill beef if he needs it. He's got the little TJ beef. There's his New York City rapper that he can beef with to prove that he's still the top rapper. I actually really wish Pop Smoke was still around, because the truth is that Pop Smoke would be probably like the best person that I would want to see go to war with 6ix9ine. Like hearing them make songs about each other would have been pretty amazing. Okay, so overall judgment, obviously yesterday was very masterfully executed on his part. He created a huge moment in hip hop that realistically probably nobody's going to eclipse for a very, very long time. He broke all the numbers that he said he was going to, but as far as I'm concerned, the music was still pretty whatever, and I'm just not really sure that anybody in the actual rap world is really supporting him outside of the media companies. Like obviously academics posted him like 20 times yesterday. I counted yesterday. There's no way I'm going back. I'm not counting again. But really that's the question, is like, how long can all these other rappers hold off on working with him? Who's going to be the first one to do it, and how successful his music is going to be going forward? Because I know the song is doing crazy numbers right now, but I think how the song and 6ix9ine himself are perceived over the next few months will really give us a much clearer picture of how 6ix9ine is going to be accepted back into rap music. Okay, and so right as I'm finishing this video, I actually see this. We have Elliott Wilson, who again, hip-hop media personality, legend in the game. Shout out to Elliott. He posted up something about 6ix9ine, and then Meek Mill commented. Meek Mill said, Dirk dropped today and he hit the streets. Come on, Elliott, post Dirk shit. It's fire. No post from Dirk on hip hop page, but this, you the OG, Elliott. And then Snoop Dogg actually jumped in and he said, they got to stop pushing this rat. All these media outlets is making snitching cool. I'm old school. Fuck 6ix9ine and everybody pushing this line right now. All New York G's. Feel me on this, and if you don't, you too. Black eye bicep emoji at Meek Mill. If you allow some sucker shit, then you a sucker. I love you, cuz. Stay sucker free. Now, obviously, Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg. He's not like the most popular young relevant rapper, but I mean, what Snoop Dogg says is gonna have pretty long-lasting repercussions in the rap game. So pretty interesting. And also I just saw Bun B agreeing with him in the comments too. Wow. So anyway, let me know if there's anybody that I missed that has been showing 6ix9ine love that I just happen to not see today. I'd be very interested in learning about that. But as far as everything else, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. 6ix9ine, I'm 22, whatever.